everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix Death March podcast. The podcast where we drink each other's tears as we lubricate our voices for the oncoming discussion of the storm. Joined, as always, to my upper left. Oh, right, wait, Arjun can't see that. Arjun!
My name is Arjun. I'm on the upper left.
I'm leaving that one in. And to my bottom left.
I'm gonna hope that's me.
It is you. Yes, you were in there.
Hello.
You watched the last podcast. How do you not know you're in the bottom left?
I don't pay attention to that. I had like the window minimized.
Wow. And to my bottom right, directly below me.
It's me, Colin.
Generally, you say your name when you're introduced, Coben.
I did, or did it cut out?
No, it was there. It was there.
Okay.
Okay, so last time we started our Kingdom Hearts journey, today we're in the thick of it. For this podcast, we did, what was the first world? Everything's a blur now. I guess, well, Olympus, technically. It was Olympus, Atlantica, Agrabah, and Halloween Town, and some...
Traverse
Monstro.
Town.
And Traverse Town, too. Not necessarily in that
Monstro.
order. Oh, yeah, and Monstro.
And Monstro.
So it was just a shit... It was just a shit ton of Disney worlds this time.
Not like there's a Final Fantasy world.
What world is that one?
Olympus. Very recently.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So where are we gonna start?
Now we'll start general. Let's get broad here. Vanessa, you picked out some topics for at the very beginning here. What are we doing first?
I guess for this part we could just dive right in and talk about like the easiest and hardest bosses that we encountered in this part, because obviously we had a lot of strong feelings about the bosses of the first part. So let's
Do you
kinda
wanna-
see which ones?
Do you want to start with the difficulty in general first? Like, how's everybody feeling?
well-
Personally, it's funny because I actually found the game to be a lot more difficult when I was stripped of all the mechanics I needed to like do well in the game, aka the start of the game. I feel like the farther along we go, the easier the game actually gets because you're given more and you're capable of more.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at too. I'm like this, and actually, I think a lot of games get like this. Especially
Yeah,
for me,
I
it was
agree.
Witcher 3. It was fucked hard at the very beginning because I was playing on the hardest difficulty because I'm a man, and about 5 hours in, I'm like, this is actually not that hard anymore. And the Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts is exactly the
exactly.
same way.
Same
I
thing with
definitely-
Zelda, I found.
I definitely feel for me it's it got a lot easier after getting Aereo and Cure, because now I don't have to spam or be very like careful about my potions. I'm just like, yeah, just Cure. Always.
It also helps that as you level up, you get more MP, and then you start getting items that give you more MP and keyblades and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah,
decked out
and-
in gear.
Just the way the enemies scale, it doesn't like the difficulty sort of ramps downwards like very slowly. So yeah.
Yeah, it's maintaining a somewhat steady curve. It's just like the curve has dipped a bit since the very first podcast.
I feel like
It's
if
a
this is
logarithm.
like a plot line, we'd at Atlantica would be like the climax of like how hard this game can get, and I feel like it only just goes downhill from here, slowly but downhill.
It's
In
funny
terms of
because
difficulty.
if you were to take a plot of the quality of the game versus the difficulty of the game, and there's like that spike right at Atlantica, and it's just like it's a fucking inverse relationship where the quality of the game just plummets. It's weird. I don't know why it's like that.
Yeah.
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 I'm just picturing like two like quadratic curves, but they're opposite.
It's basically like that. It's like an exponential and then a negative exponential, and you're just like sadness. Anyways, yeah. So the bosses. How's everybody feeling? Arjun, what's their easiest boss?
Easiest boss by far would probably be Jafar. That guy was literally waste your time 2018. He didn't do much. He just moved around. literally was just like, let's chase the shit out of Jafar, and then let's chase the shit out of his parrot, and then the fight was over.
Yeah, did anyone else have a problem where you would chase him down after he teleports, and then he would just teleport again 3 more times?
Yeah,
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 Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucked.
it was rude.
What about you, Vanessa?
I'd have to say it's the same. It's either Jafar or the Reverse Knight, but Jafar was like a snore fest, while the Reverse Knight was actually like he was easy, but it was just kind of like like just seeing how hard it was to fight the normal Knight Guard and then fighting the Reverse Knight. It felt like it was more fun, but Jafar was just easy and boring. So
Yeah, the Jafar fight is dumb. It's real dumb.
like it's funny because it's just one of those nostalgia moments where you like think like this fight was gonna go somewhere differently, and then you play it now in 2018, and you're like, what the fuck? I played this as a kid and thought this was interactive. Like,
Yeah, I remember being like, "Oh, this is a really tense boss fight because he's a giant genie dude in lava." And then no, he just kind of throws a rock at you now and then. You just have to chase down Squawks.
yeah.
What is that guy's
Yeah.
actual name?
Iago.
Iago. Ah, fuck that guy.
Voiced by Gilbert Gottfried.
Jafar!
They got the actual Gilbert Godfrey to come in.
He could be Eeyore for all I care.
Just wait till you hear Gilbert Godfrey talk about the door to darkness. You'll regret it.
That door to darkness. Yeah, that's gonna be
What
weird.
if Eeyore was a summon?
Shut up.
I wish he was, dude. Instead we get Bambi.
Sad. I
Okay, well,
Ugh.
I haven't used
just to
any.
add to the easy bosses, I agree with you guys. Jafar was the easiest boss for me, but another real pushover boss was those shithead kids in Halloween Town.
Oh
They
my
were-
God,
Yeah,
those
no, that-
out-
They're
yeah.
just a
That
bunch of
boss fight.
pussies.
That's a quote boss fight end quote. I'm surprised
Yeah,
you guys
I-
aren't messing.
I was just like, because you kind of stumble into that boss fight so suddenly, and you're like, wait, what's happening? We're fighting now? And then you just like beat the crap out of them, and you're like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
You're just like Sonic Blade and murder them all.
Please, it was strike rate at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I like strike rate threw my keyblade at all three of them and just knocked them.
You're like
I
fully
don't think I have
invincible during
strike
strike
rate yet,
rate.
so
Oh, strike rate's great.
that's one you get from the Pegasus Cup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Catch up, buddy.
I'm kind of surprised you guys didn't mention any of the boss that I thought was the easiest one, which was the prison cage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the prison
The one in
cage.
Monstro.
Now, I have many thoughts about the prison cage.
Oh, that thing was that thing. The first fight of the prison cage or the second?
Well, both, because they kind of function exactly the same, but the second one in particular, because he gets stun locked and then you just kill him.
Yeah.
You literally don't have to do anything except aerial combos. Just mash X.
Well, rip me because I had a bit of trouble with the second one.
Like,
I'll-
what was happening for you, Coven? Like, how did it differ for you?
He kept sucking up the acid and spitting it at me, and his tracking for the acid is really hard to avoid. Like you pretty much have to be on the jump the opposite platform to get away from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So I'd always be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, for me, I just I hit him with a triple combo in the air, and then he opened up, and I just smacked on him for a while, and then he closed, and then I did a 3-hit, and he opened up again, and then I just kept doing that, and I think he spat acid on me twice or something, but I just heal tanked it and did it again.
I don't know about you, Vanessa, but I think I'm somewhere in between Coben and Kyle for the difficulty of that second boss fight. I was like, I didn't
Yeah.
exactly shit kick him, but it wasn't exactly the hardest thing either.
I think I only died to that boss once, and when I did die, I was so confused. I'm like, oh, what? I died? The hell happened? And then, yeah, because the second phase is there's the little acid pools, and you have to be careful if you step on those because you'll take damage as well. But that was such a negligent thing.
Are you guys talking about the acid on the floor, or does he spit
Yeah,
acid on you?
No, the acid on the floor I'm talking about. It was because you're focused on just hitting him. So if you get knocked off the platform and you just land on the acid on the floor, you're like, oh, what? This is a thing? Because I'm
No.
so. Yeah, I don't know. It
Yeah,
was.
as far as I was concerned, that boss fight was Street Fighter, and it was a straight line between me and him the entire time.
Thanks for my self-esteem, guys.
This is
No
like
problem.
the last
I
podcast
met
with
you in the
Allison.
middle. Okay?
I'll
I mean, it
post
wasn't that hard for me, but it took me a few tries.
I'll post that episode to the YouTube channel soon enough, and you can see how I just sat there and hit X a lot. Oh, okay. Anyways, do you guys have any like standout hard bosses, or do you just want to get into the story?
Oh, trust me, I got a
my.
standout hard boss, alright, man. I spent like freaking like 9 deaths. I'm more than that.
I
On-
think I know what you're talking about. Do you want to save
Oh.
that for when we get there?
Sure, let's
Okay.
do it.
Okay, save the suspense. All right, so this session starts out going back to Traverse Town because we got a nice little revisit, which is like the only revisit in the game, thankfully, unlike Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
But the only real things of interest going back to Traverse Town are, if you haven't done it already, you can start doing the 100-Acre Wood, because Merlin's got his
Yeah.
book ready to go. And
Which,
you,
just a compilation of mini games for those who
yeah,
don't know.
pretty much, and they're bad. You talk to Sid, and you get the warp drive, thankfully. The warp
Yeah.
drive is godlike. And then there's the boss fight with the Reverse Knight. I think you talk to like Squall as well, and he gives you some kind of dumb earth rock or whatever the hell, but Squall is stupid, so I don't really remember what happened there.
Yeah, it's just like a good luck charm he just randomly gives you and it doesn't do anything, it's just a rock.
Cool. Love it.
But then,
you hear about this mysterious rumor where if you ring 3 bells, if you knock 3 times, the horrible Death Knight will come. Or like some monster. Something will happen. I don't like remember what the rumor
And Sora
was.
being a fucking shitter is like, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna try it! And so you go to the Gizmo shop because you can finally do stuff in the Gizmo shop. That ladder that was propped against the wrong wall the first time you came to Traverse Town is now propped against the right wall because no one could move the ladder themselves. So now you can climb to the top of the Gizmo shop, and there's 3 icons of a bell. Do you actually have to hit the icon, or do you like cast magic on it? I forget. Oh wait, no, sorry. The boxes randomly move, and there's a Trinity symbol that you use to break the door, and then you ring the actual bell.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
yeah.
And then it summons the Reverse Knight, who is the knight from the first trip to Traverse Town, but upside down.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like a discussion going on in the board meeting. It's like, how can we make the guard armor cool and intriguing with his second return? Oh, I got an idea. New and improved. He's upside down.
His feet are now his hands.
Like, actually, though, he swapped limbs, and then his body rotated 180 degrees, and he just put his head on top.
Like
Yeah.
literally everything is upside down. His head, his torso.
Yeah.
Like, it's an
Everything.
interesting design concept, but the problem was it was really easy. So
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is 2002, so let's like date ourselves a little bit back here.
It was a cool idea. I like the idea that it's like I've been holding my secret power in my ass this entire time.
this isn't even my final term.
Oh, god damn it.
Wait till I pull myself inside out. No, I actually liked it. I actually liked the Reverse Knight. Especially the little detail where his head's upside down too, so the eye guard, or whatever the hell you call it, the sallet, is actually like his jaw, and it just like slides down. Like
Yeah.
visually, he's cool. He's
Yeah.
kind of a bitch though, because you just kill him, and you're so strong. He uses basically the same moves, but you're just so fuck
Yeah.
off strong now that he just dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With the whole like difficulty curve sort of winding down, like
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
block and roll, and you're good.
That's the only problem with it. Like, I like the moment of it where because you fight him in his original form first, and it's like relatively easy, and then he transforms, and you're like, oh, what? Like, that's so crazy. And then you just shit kick him again. So you're
Yeah,
like,
then he
oh.
just dies again.
It just felt a little lackluster because the design is really cool.
Do you guys remember if you have arrow at that point?
2018 version. No. Oh no. You get arrow from beating him, I think.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking arrow would also make him super easy. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but arrow actually auto parries stuff,
Yeah, arrow's great.
which is a strat that I wish I had known for a mini boss I encountered in a Halloween Town. But we'll get there.
Yikes.
Anyway, yeah. So what else? There's 100-Acre Wood. 100-Acre Wood.
Oh.
What's up?
I just realized I totally forgot about this. But when you go to Traverse Town again, that's when Sora encounters Riku.
Oh
And like
shit!
that's
Right.
essentially the main point is Riku is he essentially presents himself and he shows up. He's like, "Oh, I guess you're too cool now, 'cause now that you have the Keyblade to like hang out with me," and all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
Sora's like, "Oh my God, it's Riku!" And then Riku's like, he's really petty, and he's like, "Oh my God, you have new friends? Fuck you!" And he leaves.
Yeah. Riku's been listening to a lot of like Linkin Park and Papa Roach on the side. He's Riku only
I just
becomes more and more of a shitter as this section goes on.
Riku's
Yeah.
sword is really just a manifestation of his edge.
wait. Okay, hold on. You're not supposed to know he has it yet.
It's a fucking bat wing. No, he whips it out when you meet him in Traverse Town.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
really? I thought you see it when the
No,
only time
'cause
you see it is when you in a Monstro, but that's like later.
no, he rolls with
Oh.
like him and Sora kill some Heartless.
Oh shit.
hmm
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like Riku's like, "Hey, what's up?" and kills the Heartless, and then Riku's talking, and Sora's like, "Check this out, Keyblade," and like kills the Heartless behind him.
He took notes from Cloud.
Fuck. Fuck though. Although the reverse armor wasn't too bad, those fucking flying heartless with the stupid little propeller heads, those guys pissed me off so much. They were so annoying.
They're not like hard, but it's impossible to hit them. I was doing the Olympus Coliseum earlier, the solo cup, and I spent like 10 seconds straight trying to hit these guys, and I was just like, die, die, please.
So all these things, like these like cumulative little things, brings me to one point I want to make sooner or later in this podcast, and is that like Nomura designed Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically to extend your playtime longer than it actually has to be.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's so fucking apparent, and I get it. Yes, 2002 game, it is dated, and that's sort of like how they've camouflaged longer playtimes in games like that. But my God, coming back to this, like
It's so
it's so apparent.
sluggish. Especially like if you look at where they went with Kingdom Hearts 2, in the span of one game, they just completely turned it around. It's like,
Yeah,
holy
exactly.
shit.
Still released on the same console too. Yeah,
Yeah. They just
yeah.
got good at whatever they were doing. I mean, granted, Kingdom Hearts, I think, was Nomura's first action combat game. I think Dirge of Cerberus came out after, but Dirge of Cerberus is also a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's not even good.
Yo, that opening theme song was so edgy though. It was so good.
I don't remember the opening theme song. The only thing I remember about Dirge of Cerberus is the first episode of the LP I did, where the episode ended by me like shooting a barrel and crashing the game.
Oh, sorry.
I probably have that episode
Game
lying
over.
around. I need to find that. Wait, hold on. That's something I forgot to do before we started. I need to like write down time codes and shit. All right.
Oh, I just realized. Okay, I just searched up right now just to see what he's worked on. He also worked on Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy X2.
What credit is that? I don't think he actually worked on the game design. I think he did like character designs.
Oh man, worked once again on the phone. Well,
Here, I'll do
if
it.
that is the
Tetsuya
case,
Nomura.
I'm so sorry.
Well, let's move forwards.
All right. What's next? Well, when we get the whole edgy thing, we find out Riku's going into darkness and Maleficent. Oh man, the scene where Riku's sitting outside of Leon's house as everyone's chatting, having fun. He's just like baby raging at corners. Maleficent's like, see, he has new friends. He doesn't need you anymore. Even
And,
though
like,
Sora's literally like, yo, come hang out with us, bro.
And that, and like it's funny because in the depiction of, let's getting too into it, but it's just fucking hilarious because when you see it from Riku's perspective, and like Sora's like jumping up and down with Donald and Goofy, like they're having a fun time. But when you go into the fucking room, they're talking about how they're like they need to kill the Heartless. I'm like, where's this shift happening? Like, why are you guys jumping up and down, smiling when you're like, we have to kill Maleficent? Like,
Wow! Whoopee!
Holy.
Because the gummy ship's powered by Smile.
Shut the... God damn it.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
assuming Dirge of Cerberus wasn't done by the same team as the Kingdom Hearts team because Nomura's credits go from Kingdom Hearts to 3 years later he does Kingdom Hearts 2 in the same year, or sorry, and then a year later he does Dirge of Cerberus. So it's like Kingdom Hearts, and then like basically a vertical graph of quality improvement to Kingdom Hearts 2, and then a plummet to Dirge of Cerberus.
Not the same budget, okay?
It had to have been a different team. Also for X2, he was the main character designer, so.
Oh.
So I'll give him a pass on that one. Anyway, so how was the 100-acre wood for everybody?
You know,
100
it
acre
is what
woods.
it is.
Was it
It's
nice
just-
seeing Pooh Bear again?
It was nice. It was a good relaxation to just see Pooh Bear be Pooh Bear, and it felt like a real Disney story world. Like,
Yeah.
it just like it was cute. It was
It's the only Disney World where there's not fighting and there's not like a plot. It's just hanging out with your friend Pooh Bear.
yeah,
And also
yeah, it was
Okay.
nice.
Winnie the
So
Pooh
a
is my
question
favorite.
I have is how many pages do people have so far? Because so far I have 2 mini games.
I have 3.
I think I have 4.
I met Eeyore and pinned his tail back on.
Oh, I haven't met Eeyore yet. What the hell? I'm missing
Yeah.
one.
Um,
Because I did the one with Piglet and then the one with Rabbit.
I think there's one in Agrabah. I don't remember. And then
One in Agrabah, one in Monstro, one for collecting 50 of the 99 Dalmatians.
oh shit, really?
And there's
Oh
another one.
man.
Yeah, to get all the torn pages, you got to collect at least half the Dalmatian, which isn't hard, guys, because you sort of like stumble upon them. on
Yeah,
your
I've
way.
gotten a fair amount. Shit. I guess I have to get some more Dalmatians. God damn it. I think I might have missed the Monstro one. I know I got the one in Halloween Town, and I got the one in Atlantica, and I got the one in Agrabah. So it must have been
See,
Monstro.
I think I'm the one that it's sort of the opposite for me. I'm pretty sure I got the one in Atlantica. I just didn't get the one in Monstro, and I think the one in Halloween Town.
The Halloween Town one is like really weird. It's just an interactable bookshelf in the doctor's study.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
It's really
I
This
just
is
happened to
bullshit.
walk by it. Anyway, so leaving that, the first world I think we all went to was Agrabah. And Agrabah
Yeah.
follows the story of Aladdin, who's kind of like already doing his shtick in Cave of Wonders. They kind of skip the entire introduction to Aladdin. And,
yeah.
you know, whatever. I've kind of grown used to all the Kingdom Hearts 1 worlds being super short. So I'm just like, whatever, let's fight some shit. And this is the introduction to the fire. What do you call those? They're like the Arabian fat people, fat bodies, big bodies.
Fat bandits.
Yeah, the ones that blow fire. They're super annoying because they're big bodies, but they're like 9 times as tanky and also do a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually died quite a few times fighting those things.
I died once to like just random dudes because of that big body, and I'm like, ouch, feels bad. But as a world, I thought it was pretty cool because there's a lot of platforming, a lot of verticality, and hidden chests and worlds, and all the rooms interconnected. Unlike something like fucking Deep Jungle, where it's just a line between all the rooms.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool use of like the rooms.
It felt vaguely Chain of Memory-ish, long before Chain of Memories came about.
He's like, I think I'm onto something.
I got the idea. What if I had to make every room take up one of your fucking attack cards in order to open up the room?
Shut up. Just shut up.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, so after that, after you meet there, you do the introduction to Agrabah, you end up having to fight. Wait, do you meet Aladdin and then do you Centipede boss, or does it go the other way?
I think you do the centipede boss first.
Yeah, you do the Centipede first, I believe.
Okay, that Centipede boss is dumb. I don't know if you guys had as much trouble with it as I did, but like the Centipede's front antenna and its back antenna are like active hitboxes 100% of the time, and they're gigantic hitboxes, so I just got smoked a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I literally had to like kind of break the game in order to kill it because I kept having so much trouble with it. I was raging quite a bit fighting that boss.
I had to heal tank like a motherfucker, but other than that, I just smacked with my keyblade.
At first, I also didn't realize that the pots aren't part of its health bar either. You have to hit the head or the tail in order to damage it. There's just like an infinite amount of pot spiders that'll just join up with it.
Yeah,
and
the
they're really
infinite
annoying, too.
spawns is really annoying in particular because the boss also runs away from you. Actually, this is really weird. So, the one thing that confuses me about Agrabah is that, unlike most worlds, you can actually see the area you're transitioning into through the load screen when you're in the previous area. So, like, if you're in Area A, you look to the load screen. You can still see Area B, right?
Yeah.
But yet
Yeah.
there's still a load screen for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then when you go
It
into
happens
the...
in Atlantica too.
Oh, does it? I don't know. Atlantica's stupid. Uh, But yeah, so when you go to the centipede boss, every area is loaded. So I was really confused because when I was playing, I was talking, I was like, so maybe they're just not loading the collision data. Maybe that takes up too much RAM, or maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But no, clearly they can have the entire map loaded. They just put load screens in there for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the point of that was. It was a weird design decision.
I think they might have done that in order to do the whole like make the world seem a little bit longer. Because like you mentioned before, you know how like if you go 2 maps forward, all the heartless will respawn.
Oh yeah.
They might have done that to like kind of make us feel like there's more to do.
Just more of that auto or Arjun, finish the sentence for me. I'm fucking not
Like
understanding
to
how to
like
speak
generate
English.
more enemies, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Extend out the game. There it is. I don't know how to
Oh,
speak
yeah,
English.
waste your time.
Yeah.
No more waste your time.
Get Norded.
Speaking of time wasting, did you guys encounter that pot scorpion?
Yes, I did. And I farmed the shit out of it
Pot
for.
scorpion?
Yeah, me. I just kept killing the pots and leaving.
I think I missed this. What is this?
If
Okay,
you
you know
go-
the.
you can finish it. Go.
Okay, so you know the room where. I think it's the room where you confront Jafar. Like the room just far to the back where you confront Jafar and you fight
The
the pot
centipede room,
centipede.
basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's after that, and you go back to there. There's just like this row of pots, and there's one of the pots has a scorpion heartless in it, and that pot you can move all the pots, but that pot, so you can tell which one's which when you do it. And if you break all the other pots, you get a bunch of exp. Like it stacks up exponentially with each pot you kill, so you get
Oh
like
shit.
a bunch of exp. And I was just constantly getting that to spawn to farm exp.
Damn, I
Oh.
should have done that. I could probably still do it. I'm gonna go do it.
I use it to farm mithril stones because you need them later on to make certain synthesis items, and I plan on creating every synthesis item.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to talk about the synthesis shop.
Yes, sir.
Synthesis
How
shop
far?
is interesting because in order to get the ultimate weapon, if I remember right, you have to make one of everything before it unlocks, which means you're burning resources that you need for the ultimate weapon, so you just have to grind harder.
Yeah. No more waste your time in 2018.
For some reason, I remembered like the ultimate weapon takes like 8 aura halcoms or something, but then one of the items that I can synthesize right now takes 3 aura halcoms, so I'm like, but these are really rare. I don't wanna. I wanna save it for the ultimate weapon, but I also can't because I need to make this dumb thing.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But-
Nomura.
Yeah, but otherwise, besides that weird tidbit, it's just an synthesis shop run out of Sid's attic by like 3 Moogles, and the Moogles use the most adorable Moogle design ever. I like that
They're
design.
so cute.
It's a really good design.
Oh man, speaking of Sid's attic, sorry to backtrack, but I just love how Sid just randomly abandons his shop. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna
Oh,
sell
yeah.
gummy ship parts now."
He like pieces it and leaves some rando to tend his shop.
Yeah, and that fucking guy who's running the shop, it's like the same character model as the guy who randomly died.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? It's like I could just picture you just going into the shop. You're talking to the guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, my brother died. No one cared. The funeral got canceled because the minister got killed too."
He's like, I have to raise money on my own in order to fucking fund his funeral.
The funeral got canceled, so fuck my life, I guess.
Guess I'll just keep this money and drink myself to death.
Pretty much.
Okay, so going back to Agrabah, after you fight the centipede boss, you free Jasmine, and then you hit up the Cave of Wonders for realsies because I think
Okay,
what was it?
okay, just before you go on to the Cave of Wonders, I just want to say, okay, I had quite a bit of trouble with the Centipede boss. So when I was saying like I had to break the game because it seems like you guys just like had a tough time, but I was like, I'm gonna fucking throw this controller. So it got to the point of so people that don't know, you like break the pods that are attached to the centipede thing, and then you hit its head, and then it'll just like piece it to a different section of the map, and then you have to like chase it again, right?
Yeah.
So what I had to do is literally I like locked myself in between, or I like glitch locked myself or something, I guess, in between its pincers as it's trying to go to a different area, and I'm also like kind of smushed to the side of the wall, so it's going to the next area slowly. So I just kept hitting it that way until it died. I was like, "Fuck you, bitch," because I didn't realize you could hit it as it's moving. So that was the only
Oh
way I could
man,
beat it.
Nice work.
speedrunning strats.
Good job.
Actually, I was so happy that it happened. I'm like, "Fuck you."
Well, I'm glad you were able to get past Agrabah at all and join us for this podcast.
Thank you. And then I got hit another wall, but that's I'll talk about that.
It's a little bit later. Yeah, so you go to the Cave of Wonders because you have to chase Jafar. I think that's when he gets the lamp, right, from Aladdin.
Or not quite yet.
No, it's because you go to Aladdin's house and you see the carpet, which doesn't make sense to me because I was thinking about this. I'm like, because the story is you can only go into the Cave of Wonder once. If you take something out of the cave, it'll like collapse, right? And I think Arjun was telling me about this, so like this kind of makes sense of what happened, but I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. So the carpet is already like in his house and it's stuck underneath like a pillar or something, and you move it and it starts to fly away, and that's how it takes you to where Aladdin is, because Aladdin's getting fucked and he's stuck in quicksand or some shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right. Yeah.
you have to get him out of it, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this sick lamp," and you're like, "What the fuck?"
But
And
it's
then you go
cool
back to the
because
Cave of Wonder, and the Cave of Wonder is like back to life because it got possessed by darkness.
yeah. So you do like this mini boss fight where you have to fend off a wave of Heartless in order to save Aladdin's dumbass. But then you have to fight the weird tiger mouth door panther.
Yeah.
You have
The
to fight the
Guardian, I
Black
guess?
Panther. And that I died on that one, I'm not gonna lie, because eye lasers are dumb.
Oh
But
yeah, the good old eye lasers that we talked about with the chameleon boss, they brought it back for this fight.
yeah, any enemy that has eye lasers, for some reason gives me trouble. But the actual fight itself was not that hard. The panther head summons some heartless and then shoots eye lasers, and eventually, after much patience, it'll like lower its head so you can jump up and smack it in the eyes. And if you're really cool, you manage to stay on top of its head when it rises up instead of just getting glitched off.
Yeah.
But
You
then
can
you
also
have
jump on the back when its head's down.
Oh, can you? Oh, whatever.
It's really janky though.
Yeah, the collision is not very good, but it's fine. The problem was that the hitboxes for the eyes, which you have to hit in order to kill the panther head, are like fucked. So I'm just sitting there like trying to attack it and either getting thrown off the head because of Sora's movement with his attack, or whiffing completely because the hitboxes are super low to inside of its face, and I wanted to die.
Yeah. I had a very bad time with this one, which is why for me it felt like such a like a punch to the gut because I had so much trouble with the centipede boss, and then right after I'm like, fuck, yes, I beat it. And I spent like an hour trying to fight the centipede boss, and then right after I get stuck with another fucking boss, which is the Cave of Wonders, and I got stuck fighting that for another hour because I couldn't get it.
Feels
Yeah, it
bad,
took me
dude.
a while to do
I
too.
hate it so much.
This is actually the first fight where I summoned. I summoned Simba for shits and giggles, and he kind of did nothing. He wasn't around for very long. But I was watching a speed run after the fact. Turns out the speed run strat is actually to summon Simba there. I just fucked it up.
Wait, where?
In the Panther Head boss fight, you're supposed to summon Simba for the speed run, and then you just murder him or something.
Cool.
I don't remember the strat very well, but yeah. So I'm like, oh, well, I kind of did it, I guess. I just suck at summoning because I never use it, because who cares?
It's true.
I don't know, man. I use summoning all the time. I always take
Really?
advantage of that because what happens is Donald and A, it only takes 2 mana bars, and B, Donald and Goofy, like they usually die before anything real happens, like any real damage happens to the enemy boss. So I usually I burn a summon first thing in any fight, like any real fight. That gets burned, and then I just continue on with the rest of the fight because that one summon will give me like a certain amount of HP bar damage basically for free.
Huh. Yeah, I like
Hmm.
never summon. That's good to know though. I should
Yeah.
try to use it more.
Arjun's the true speedrunner of Kingdom Hearts.
What's your favorite summon then? You using Bambi?
I've been using Simba the entire time.
Oh well, I know where your priorities lie, and it's not with Bambi.
With Daddy.
Get up, Bambi. Get up.
Bumber.
How do you get Bambi?
100 Acre Wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and instead of like an actual character, they just give you Bambi, because why not?
Has a chance of giving you rare items when it spawns. So.
Ah, shit, I should summon Bambi.
Get in here, Bambi. Get in.
Costs 1 mana bar. It's not terrible.
The other place you can get rare items, though, is the Cave of Wonders. And by rare items, I mean, I hope you better have Aladdin in your party, because all these statues that won't activate without a poo.
Yep. Which sucks because what if you just want to use your OG squad? And it's like I feel like it's like the only thing in this entire game that requires you to use the story or the world party member, which is sort of weird.
I think that's correct, yeah. It's
On the bright side, at least there's a save point that's pretty close to those statues.
Yeah, it just but like.
But then I have
so,
to go
like,
back there.
It's just so pointless when you could have just had Sora activate them and had an animation designed for that.
And it's not like
But
it's
no.
that far out of reach. Like, Sora could probably just, like, go on his tiptoes and touch the thing. Because that's all Apu
Also,
does.
We have high jump, or no, we don't have high jump yet. But like his jumping animation, the normal one, is so like obnoxiously high. So I don't understand how you could just like.
Yeah, he can just make it up there, man. Like, he's an NBA dunker. He could do it.
I like how he always like clicks his feet together when he jumps.
Yeah.
Whoa!
His ankles are weird, man. He has a problem. He's a condition. Don't judge him. The thing about the Cave of Wonders that really annoyed me, but that's just because I'm bad, is the water jets on like the first 2 or 3 rooms where half of it's a pit that sends you down to into the river. I really hated the water jets because I just wanted to get the treasure chests that were on top of the walls, but I kept getting pushed off. That was sad.
Wow. I had the opposite. I'm like, yo, these water jets, only an idiot would get pushed off. I was so fine with it. Like, what dumbass would get fucking pushed into the water by the jet?
Aw, I'm sad now. But fair enough. No, when I was getting pushed off, I'm like, man, I'm stupid. This shouldn't be happening. Especially not like 4 fucking times.
Vanessa also thought you were stupid. No, it's fine. Like honestly, that platforming in Kingdom Hearts 1 is
It's optimal.
questionable.
It's fantastic. It's perfect.
Questionable to begin with.
Fucking terrible. I fucking hate it.
There we go.
There we go.
Like
Negative
what
Coben.
the fuck? Like when you're trying to get to Merlin's place, those stupid moving islands, like they're moving so goddamn fast,
I hate those.
and you can't swim to his fucking house. You can't reach the goddamn ledge. Like what the fuck, Sora? You can reach that with your goddamn arm. Like come on, you
No more
lazy
waste
bitch.
your time. 2018.
It's the same deal with the Tarzan level with the hippo part. Like god damn it.
Just get on
No
the
mer-
hippo.
No matter waste your time, very fucking slow water animation.
You know you can press
Like,
circle to
goddamn
run
it.
faster, right?
I
I've
digress.
been forgetting to put down the timestamps for most things, but I got that one, so we're good. It's the only one that matters. So the entire Cave of Wonders is pretty short, like most things. I think the gimmick was you just had to go down to the right spot of the underground water and hit a switch, and then boom, you're in.
No, you could just swim up the currents of
Oh, could you?
little waterfall areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had
I
like
didn't
open
know
a
that
door.
until I rammed into it, and you just see the stupid janky animation of all of them just like swimming up it, and then you're like, wow,
Oh,
okay. You
okay.
can't,
like,
climb
Sora-
up onto, you can't swim onto a damn like hippo or a cliffside, but you could just swim
Yeah.
up a current.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Sora can swim up a fucking waterfall, but he can't do that. Like, come on. He can't like jump and grab ledges. You gotta get a fucking monkey to do it. Come
Look,
on.
man, he turned his plot armor on. He can't use it all the time and needs to recharge.
Yeah, you got like the hidden shared ability that allows you to swim up waterfalls.
It exists. Don't hate. It's the good one. It's if you do Atlantica 7 times upside down while blindfolded, you get that ability instead of fucking fast swim.
If I had to do that, I'd probably shoot myself.
Okay, so yeah, you get through the water part, and then you have to fight Jafar. We talked about Jafar. The first fight's not a big deal. He just teleports a lot. He does this random blizzard attack, which I died to because I didn't realize it was coming, and then it one-shot me.
Yeah, it's interesting because at the same time, at this point of the plot, fucking Aladdin's a giant dumbass. He's like, Genie, I wish you to save Jasmine. He saves Jasmine by like moving her slightly like 50 meters away from Jafar, not like taking her to a safe place. And then right after like he gets the lamp like taken from him. Oh right, that's why. And Genie's like, oh shit, I have Jasmine in my arms. I could take her to safety. Dang, switched hands. Guess I gotta put her down now. And like that was it.
And then they don't do anything with Jasmine. They just kind of like leave her there, and it's like time to fight.
Yeah, and it's like the genie is also fighting you during that Jafar fight, but he's such like his presence is non-existent, so it doesn't even matter.
Well, he's trying
Yeah,
not
'cause
to hurt you.
Jafar's teleporting so much, so you're pretty much constantly on the move that Genie pretty much poses no threat. He can't keep up with you.
If you like actually look at Genie's animations, he's like covering his eyes with one hand and just doing haymakers.
Yeah.
Same.
I got hit by him once, but if you do, he actually like explode. Like you explode with green orbs, so essentially it's like getting hit by him is a good thing because you'll just heal.
He's farming the ganja.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm so sorry. Here, take these green orbs. Get better.
Feel good again, man.
It's medical marijuana.
So yeah, that's Agrabah, and then the keyhole turns out to be like a room full of gold, which I'm really
Wait,
sad.
you didn't talk about phase 2 yet. It's the
We talked
worst.
about phase 2. Phase 2 sucks. Phase 2 is dumb.
That's true.
My problem with phase 2 is because it takes forever because you either have to hit Jafar himself as the genie form with like magic or something, or you have to hit the lamp that Iago's carrying. But in my case, Iago was always like 10 fucking miles in the sky, flying above one of the lower parts of the map where you would not be able to jump up and hit Iago unless you're already in a higher part of the map and jumped off and hit him. But of course, I'm on the lower part, so I'm trying to get to the higher part, and he's just flying right fucking above me as I'm in the middle. So if I were to climb up to the higher part, he's either going to stay there, in which case I can't reach him because he's too far away, or he's going to fly fucking somewhere else, and I'm going to chase him down again, and he's just going to keep fucking flying. So my strategy became to literally ignore Iago until he got bored and sat down.
Oh wow.
It was the only way, because he
I don't
just
have that problem.
he would not
Yeah, I
stay
was chilling.
in my rage. I was so mad.
He's just
Couldn't
flying
relate.
low and slow.
He trolled me so hard. Man, fuck that guy. Okay, so the next world we could talk about, I guess, is Olympus. There's not a ton to talk about Olympus, but there's a little bit of plot. This is where you meet Cloud.
Sick.
Cloud is he's searching for his light, man.
Also, he had like not a significant costume change from Final Fantasy VII, but he just decided to add some layers onto himself.
Yeah, he stole some fashion sense from Vincent, like literally. Literally took his glove and his mantle.
Yeah,
And
and then
taped
he
up his
decided to
sword.
bandage up his sword for some reason.
It's because it looks cool. Makes it
Hey
cut
man,
better.
okay. Cloud
does
was
look cool.
fucking sick. Okay, leave me alone.
No, I'm upset because I agree. I'm like, God, it's so impractical, but it's so cool.
Is it? Well, you'll be happy to know, Arjun, that they just announced a Play Arts figure for that version of Cloud specifically today.
I already have a figure of that version of Cloud.
Well,
from the
you can
first
get
time I went
another
to
one.
Japan.
You can get another one.
I don't know. Cloud, even his story arc seems like fine, like not nonsensical in Kingdom Hearts 1 because he's just trying to manipulate the darkness to like get what he wants.
Yeah. No, I
and then
actually
he just
like this
gets
is the
fucked
one
over.
this is the one instance where I think they really made the Final Fantasy and Disney crossover work, because Cloud's plot is he's trying to find a way to revive Aerith, and so he goes to the god of the underworld, Hades, and I'm like, that's perfect. That makes 100% sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because like obviously, like where else is she gonna be, right? So
Yeah. So that was actually cool. I liked that. And then you shit kick Cloud because you have plot armor, and then he's like, "You searching for your light too?"
Oh no,
Which,
and then you fight Cerberus.
oh yeah, and then you fight Cerberus, and Cerberus is he would have been harder if I had done that fight when I was supposed to instead of like way after. But he was a cool fight. I don't know.
Yeah. As we were talking about in the previous podcast, like RJ and fought Cerberus way before, so it was a bit more difficult for me, but it was pretty fun.
It was a cool fight. I just didn't appreciate how Hercules, after the fact's like, I wore Cerberus down, even though he was cowering against a fucking wall in the cutscene.
Yeah.
yeah, that too.
You
Fucking
did.
Bitch. Hate Herc is a jerk. Herc the jerk. After that, it's just there's not a lot of story going on. Like Hades is doing his Hades thing. Hades is he's a cool villain. I like him. He's a real
Yeah.
hothead.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Hades is dope. I like him as a villain. Like I don't know. Even in the actual movie for Hercules, he was just really funny and
Yeah,
really
he's just good.
comedic.
He's very charismatic. And he gets better in 2 as well.
Yeah, he does. I'm really happy that they see, as we've seen in like trailers of Kingdom Hearts 3, it seems like they just are improving on Olympus because it is generally like probably the best world I find that has just improved with each game.
And clearly because they love it to death, which is why it's happening. They just keep bringing
Who
it back.
doesn't who doesn't like some sick tournament arcs, right?
Hell yeah, dude. I love
Tournament
anime.
arcs!
I love anime.
Yeah, it's true.
And I was gonna say we should talk about the tournaments, but the tournaments aren't much to talk about, which means we have to go to Monstro next.
But okay, so here's the only cool thing that I like. The only cool thing about Olympus in tournaments is, as we were saying earlier as a joke, is that this is like the most time you'll see Final Fantasy characters. Because in the tournaments, I think at the end of was it Pegasus, you actually fight like Leon and Yuffie together, which is
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. Because it's that sick rematch you always wanted against Leon the first time. You're like, oh, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. I don't even know why you're in this tournament, but let's fight.
How did you even get here? You don't have a gummy ship.
Yeah, apparently. And as far as I understand, it seems to be like a progression of that in Hades Cup, and or maybe I'm mixing it up with Kingdom Hearts 2, but you can fight more other Final Fantasy characters, which is really neat.
Yeah, there's also Sephiroth, and I don't remember if there's any other Final Fantasy characters that you fight in 1. Might just be Cloud, Leon, and Yuffie.
I could be mistaken, but I think in one of the cups you can fight Cerberus again, and I'm like, why are you in the tournament?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you fight Cerberus.
Like,
Yeah, I think it's in the Hades
aw.
Cup.
Man, I'm
I
not
mean,
looking
it's
forward to that one.
Hades tournament. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, I guess. He's like, I can put my damn dog in here. You can't tell me what to do.
It's fair enough. He's an entrance, man. If Heartless can get in, Cerberus can get in.
My favorite part is Hades isn't even the last boss in the Hades Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Actually, you know what? Here's a question. So, in order to get into the tournament at all, you had to get a pass, right?
Mhm.
So how are the Heartless entering?
Hades gave them a pass.
He's giving out like fucking coupons, and Phil is just not questioning it. He's like, "Well, you got a pass. Go on in."
Yeah, basically they're like all standing out in the street, and Hades is just passing them off like he's promoting a club or something.
Entry is free before 10 p.m. It's like a club.
just picturing a big body with a pass in its hand.
And again, Phil is just like, "Well, you got the pass. I guess I gotta let you in."
Can't say no to the pass, man. The customer
But
is
you're not a
always
hero.
right.
But I guess you're in.
You look like a hero.
Oh
Was
yeah, actually, that reminds me of something. Kyle made a point in Olympus that I want him to elaborate on. But you made a point that says Phil is so greasy, and I just want you to elaborate on that.
Did I write that down?
Okay.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh. I mean, he just looks greasy. Like, look at him.
You gotta get ready for the game.
Also that. Gotta get ready for the games.
Well, in the movie, he's voiced by Danny DeVito, so that might explain
Oh, that's
something.
greasy as shit.
Yeah, right? No, but he just looks
can see it.
gross. Like, he's got, like, he looks like a 40-year-old, like, a divorced white guy who's down on his luck with the wife beater that's, like, stained with beer and the gut.
More or less Danny DeVito.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
looks like Danny DeVito, but as
He
a little
looks-
goat man.
Yeah, the way that they modeled him, he just makes me think of like a really overcooked turkey.
Wow, rude.
Pretty good.
It's the goat legs. It makes me think he's a turkey. Sorry.
Oh.
Welcome to the Kingdom Hearts 1 Death March podcast. I'm your host,
Where we eat turkey.
Arjun Sanju.
It's only
Feels
posted
greasy
on
like turkey.
Thanksgiving. Okay, so let's roll over to Monstro, who just fucking appears in space. He's a space whale now and eats
Wait,
you.
there's like a prelude to this because when you go to Traverse Town, I don't even know why you're in I guess it's because technically I guess you were supposed to go to Olympus then back to Traverse Town. You go to the accessory shop and like the shopkeeper's gone and Pinocchio's just like in a corner of the shop.
Oh right, yeah.
And then fucking Jiminy's like, Pinocchio! Pinocchio! And you're like, what the fuck? Who
And-
cares?
Yeah.
And Pinocchio is such a shithead. He's
Pinocchio
just
sucks.
lying and like trying to ignore Jiminy Cricket.
I
You're
actively
my
dislike Pinocchio.
consciousness.
I hate
Yeah, he's
Pinocchio.
such a little shithead.
Yeah, and then I guess it's alluded that because he's obviously in Traverse Town, and then you get swallowed up as you're supposed to go to on your way to Atlantica. You encounter Monstro, which is like I guess it's a kind of a cool way to introduce a world because it's like thought you were gonna go somewhere, and then Monstro's like, "Yo, fuck you! Like, get in my body,
But also you
get in
don't
my mouth."
if it's your first playthrough, you don't know where you're going next. So for all you know, this is intended.
You
Yeah.
know what? That raises a question though. How the fuck did Pinocchio end up inside Monstro?
No,
He
because-
ate Traverse
he-
Town, dude.
No, I thought it was alluded that he like is a stowaway on your ship.
Oh.
Which,
You know what? That could be a
would
good point.
Which would kind of make sense because you just saw him in Traverse Town and then you're on your way. So maybe Jiminy was like, Pinocchio, don't be a bad kid. He's like, okay, Jiminy gets on the ship. What the hell did
Nose
I just say?
grows.
What the
That's
fuck did I just say?
That's the best explanation I've got. I don't know.
My alternative theory was that he stole a gummy ship from Sid, and now Sid's all pissed off. He's like, "That damn wooden shithead kid stole my ship."
Okay.
It's just the plot to Final Fantasy VII for Sid again.
Except it's Pinocchio taking it.
Oh, that would have been really good if that happened. That's a crossover I can get behind.
Okay, well, you get swallowed up by Monstro, and now you're inside of a giant space whale, because
Space
which is pretty
whale.
cool, I guess, if you put it in that terms. But then, yeah, Geppetto, which is Pinocchio's creator slash father, is just fucking chilling in Monstro,
Jabet.
and he's like, "Oh, Pinocchio, my boy," and they have like a weird, strangely, excessively animated goldfish. But you know, that's something
No, the
else.
goldfish is red.
Okay.
No, I did have one thing here. So when you find Pinocchio, he's like, I'm not gonna make it. Or that might be later, I forget. Anyway, the point is, you find Pinocchio at some point, and he's like, I'm not gonna make it. And then his nose grows because he's lying. And then he's like, oh, I guess I'll be alright after all. That's cool. So here's the conundrum I have here, the logical conundrum. Arjun, if someone were to lie, they have to be intentionally giving misinformation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Pinocchio thought he was gonna die, why does his nose grow?
Maybe his heart knew the truth.
That's a fucking Kingdom Hearts ass answer if I ever heard one.
No more, he's grinning.
God damn it. But that
Dude,
was
like,
smart.
hello, it's me again, bitch. I
God
just
damn it.
outsmarted your ass.
God damn it.
I mean,
But yeah. Anyways, you're like talking to Geppetto, and then you randomly see Pinocchio run off and down the whale's like trachea or something, and just being the regular old shithead he is, and so you go after him.
Yes, you have
And
to
then
chase
lo
him
and
through
be-
like 6 rooms of Heartless.
Yeah, lo and behold, fucking Riku's there somehow.
And I have written here, holy shit, Riku needs to calm the fuck down. Because he just goes off on Sora. Like, he goes full edgelord here. And, like, Sora's out there looking for Kairi and Riku. Like, that's his stated goal throughout the entire game so far. And then Riku rolls up, and he's like, what do you care, Sora? You're not even looking for Kairi. You're just gallivanting out with a Keyblade. And I'm like, what the fuck? Bruh, I need this Keyblade to fight shit so that I can find Kairi. What the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Also, we're inside a fucking whale.
Yeah,
Maybe
also I'm
find
stuck
better
in a
place to
whale.
have this discussion.
You want to take this back to Traverse Town or something?
I also find it funny how he's like, it's alluded that he just kidnapped Pinocchio.
Yeah, so he like knocks Pinocchio the fuck out or something. And he's like, man, a puppa with a heart. Now that's interesting. Maybe this can get Kairi's heart back. And then later on, this is skipping a bit. Do you guys want to talk about the run up to the boss fight? Because I know, Vanessa, you said you had trouble
Oh
with
my
it.
god. What a fucking embodiment of, again, Nomura wasting your time is you have to go up like several platforms. But mind you, you are encountering nothing but aerial, like, Heartless. So obviously, if you're hitting it and do your combo, you could accidentally just fall off the platform and go all the way back to the bottom.
Yeah, so my plan was to not hit anything and just run through all of the rooms.
I just baited them for them to come closer because they're like, wait, she's not hitting me. I'm like, yeah, come here, and I would hit it again.
Nice. Also, I think
Or
this is
just-
the
or- yeah.
I think this is the first world where they start using Heartless from other worlds. Like that, they have the Halloween Town weird ghost Heartless here for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's true. Which is another time waster, to be honest. They just like put everything that's like, what can we do to make these battles like draw out a little bit more? So yeah, they just did that.
And it's such an annoying maze of chambers.
Yeah, it is.
Also, this is really random as well because, okay, after Riku goes off on Sora and it's like, yo, you don't give a fuck about Kairi, I'm gonna take this puppet boy and we're gonna run off. And then you fight the first phase of a boss, which is the boss of the Planet Cage boss.
It's the prison cage, but it's redesigned, but it's the prison cage from Final Fantasy IX, which I'm way into.
Oh, I didn't know that. But for some reason, Riku decides to help you out for this one fight.
Well, he wants Pinocchio back.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's the point. But then afterwards, he's like, no, I don't want to help you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
It's like that anime moment where the good guy and the bad guy have to team up to make sure they both survive so they can have this honorable to the death fight.
Yeah, but Riku's a dick. So
Yeah, this is true. I would have backstabbed him, to be honest.
it doesn't feel like a very, like, honorable bonding moment. You're just like, oh.
Yeah, no, they
okay,
don't
this is-
earn that. Riku's still a douchebag.
I don't know what the intention is throughout throughout the game to like what Nomura is trying to make you feel towards Riku because it's super wishy-washy
Yeah, because
and like, yeah,
I just ended up feeling like Riku was a dickbag and didn't deserve saving. And then
Yeah.
later on in the series, they're like, Riku is such a redemptive figure, man. He's such a
yeah, and
tragic hero.
His redemption arc doesn't make any sense because you don't feel anything towards him, and Nomura doesn't like invoke any feelings
Yeah, I just
for you to feel towards him.
dislike Riku in general.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
No positive feelings.
Yeah, his motivations and stuff, it's like, makes sense because it's the same aligns with Sora, but the way he does it doesn't make sense.
Like he's a kid, he's super naive. I'll give him benefit of the doubt, but there's no like likable. Like he's just so heavily influenced by fucking like a Maleficent. Like
He just, yeah, he takes the first option given to him and just rolls with it. Ever since
Yeah.
Destiny Islands, he's like, darkness, this must be the way. I am not afraid.
Yeah, classic Uchiha Sasuke mentality.
For real.
I'm gonna go with this very sinister looking a figure. Okay, this seems like the right way. Have some common sense, dude.
Yeah. So, anyways, the prison
I mean, like-
cage. What's up?
wait, sorry, I was like the bitch turned into a dragon. Fuck you, gonna listen to her. For, like...
Don't listen to the dragon lady.
Yeah.
It's bad for you. Look what happened to Shyvana.
Yeah. See.
But yeah, so the prison cage, like I said, it's from Final Fantasy IX. It's actually basically exactly the same scenario repurposed for Kingdom Hearts. What happens in Final Fantasy IX is your crew lands in the Lost Forest. I forget exactly what it's called. I think it's Lost Forest, something like that. And Vivi gets snatched up by this prison cage, looking just like parasitic plant monster, and it's a boss fight to get him out before it saps him of all of his health and dies. So they just substituted one of the best characters in video games, Vivi, for this dumbass Pinocchio, which I didn't really appreciate that. But it's still because they managed to incorporate a Final Fantasy thing into the lore of Kingdom Hearts really well. I thought it was like again one of the best Final Fantasy crossovers they had, except for Olympus. Which brings me to I hate to bring up old discussions from the last podcast. Actually, that's a lie. This fucking knockoff prison cage does more than fucking Titus and Waka and Selfie and Aerith and fucking. He's got 2 fights, so he does more than Yuffie does too. This
Yeah.
and this fucking prison cage, all he does is get stun locked to death, and he has no fucking story relevance. Like, god damn it! Just throw all of throw all of Final Fantasy down the fucking bus for this. Ah, god damn it! This game.
Is it Final Fantasy enough for you, Kyle?
It's putting the prison cage above fucking Titus. Okay, the main character of Final Fantasy X. Why can't he? Why couldn't he be there instead of like Yuffie? Why? You know what? Why is Aerith there? She has like slightly more relevance in Kingdom Hearts 2, but why is Aerith there right now? Also, why doesn't Cloud know Aerith is there?
He's too busy like trying to embrace the darkness.
Okay, sure.
Not only that, but it's kind of a weird choice to be like, oh, I'm looking for someone, but that's someone you already talked to. Like, if you're gonna do that, like, not have don't have her appear yet or something.
Yeah, the fact that she already appeared and is actively helping you in the story, or
Yeah.
not really actively, but she's like trying to help you in the story. So Cloud is like, I'm looking for someone. You're like,
I guess it's like dramatic irony, but done in reverse. Because if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you know Cloud is looking for Aerith, and then if you play Kingdom Hearts, you know Sora knows where Aerith is, but Cloud doesn't tell Sora, so Sora doesn't know. But then, you know, I forgot where I was going with this because the fucking Kingdom Hearts logic chain that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Cloud was just too edgy. He's just like, I'm looking for someone.
I'm looking
I'm
for
not gonna
someone.
be specific about it. I don't want to talk about my feelings.
I don't
See,
want
instead
to
of
talk about my feelings.
See, they try to have a bonding moment because Sora, when he says, I'm looking for someone too, is actually pretty valid. He's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
looking for someone.
That was a
That's the whole
heartfelt
point-
line.
That's the whole point of his journey, but, you know, it could have also been like, who are you looking for? And he's like, I hope you find it. We're like, okay, we just won't know who the other person is looking for. In case, like, what if I did encounter this person? I wouldn't fucking know.
Right? I would have liked if they had progressed the story between Cloud and Sora some more.
Yeah, no,
What if-
that sick exchange was all they needed.
They exchanged like emo rock albums and then pieced it.
Like, what if Cloud knew where Kyrie was?
Yeah, if
Maybe
I
she
was
was
searching for
dead.
someone, I'd ask everybody if they knew where that person was.
Yeah,
And then,
it's like,
and
no,
the
it's
game would
almost-
end.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, like, oh, Kyrie, she's like this, she looks like this. Have you seen my friend Riku? He looks like this. You like, come on, Sora, you're really bad at looking for people.
Also, Sora asks like everybody else. That was the entire point. They went to deep jungle and followed Tarzan
Well,
around.
Well, Sora almost forgot. He asked for Donald and Goofy first,
Oh, that's
and then
true.
he threw them under the bus.
I thought that was a kind of a cool line where he's like, "These guys are my friends now,"
Yeah.
but also fuck Donald.
Oh, quick.
Sora's just like, you know what? I question my friendship with Donald. He doesn't heal me enough.
You know what? Never mind.
This
I'm
is
looking for
this is
Riku.
skipping a little bit, but I literally in the Atlantica boss fight was waiting for Donald to heal me for about 15 seconds. He had 1 MP charge. He did not heal me, and then I died. I was so mad.
That feel. But yeah, so we You fight the plant cage boss, which is, as we all discussed, was like varying ranges of difficult to kind of easy, but it ended, and then there wasn't even a keyhole. Like, Monstro isn't even a world, so there's like no point
Yeah,
to it.
there's nothing that you get high jump there, I guess.
Yeah, you can high jump randomly. It just to get. Also, okay, this
It's
is
not-
what Hoban said. Like, why does the interior of Monstro look like that? It's like this weird, disgusting, blotchy mist of like yellow, purple.
He's
It's,
he's got
it's
like
he's got
bronchitis.
fucking like. It's like he's got fucking like cancer AIDS or something. Like, get that shit checked out. Maybe he needs a keyhole so he can lock it, so he can lock all the cancer and AIDS away.
Are you saying
But
the
no,
diseases
fuck
are heartless?
Monstro. He's just a big dumb whale. He's gonna die and no one cares.
Let him have cancer.
PSA: Save the orcas.
Maybe that was Geppetto's plan after all. I think in the movie they like start a fire inside Monstro to make him sneeze and get him out. No, this time like fucking Geppetto's got a bunch of vape and he's just waiting for Monstro to die of lung cancer or something.
Yeah, because isn't it later on if you go to Traverse Town, they're just there now, like Geppetto.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Pinocchio?
and if
Yeah, okay, here's another rant. Like, what in the fuck? Like, I think after the boss, he like sneezes the ship out or something, right?
Yeah.
But what the fuck happens to Geppetto and Pinocchio? Like, they get ejected into space? They would like fucking
Yeah.
die.
They
Like, what the
they
hell's
just
going
swim,
on?
dude. It's fine.
They essentially
just-
pulled the same strat as like Kyle did in terms of they made a gummy ship literally just made out of a cockpit and an engine, and they're like, "Let's just go.
It goes
just go."
faster.
There's like some wreckage from like a heartless ship that you just take it.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's like because remember when you first get there, Geppetto's like, "I found a single gummy block. This should be enough
Oh,
for
yeah.
Genzai." But apparently, he just scoured like through Monstro's saliva and intestines. He just found more gummy blocks, and he's like, "This is good."
He's eating a lot of heartless ships, man.
Straight up.
That was so weird. Like, they just randomly show up at Traverse Town. They got a house all of a sudden, and you walk in, and Geppetto's like, "Thank you for saving my boy," or something like that. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it, but there's a chest in there for a keyblade. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And if you talk to Geppetto, he gives you blueprints for gummy ships.
Oh.
Yeah. You
Well,
get
I
one.
ain't
You
ever
get
going
one called
back there,
Yuffie.
so
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I give you a bunch of character gummy ships. I haven't looked at them yet, but man.
They're not as good as my ship. That's a cockpit and 3 engines that goes
Oh,
fast.
my ship, that's just only guns.
My ship has 1 blaster and also like a giant Harley Davidson motorcycle engine on the left side that makes me accelerate.
Oh, you think that would be unbalanced, but in Nomura land.
It's space. It's fine.
My ship's shaped like a dick.
Yeah, we've been over this.
It's got wings, but we didn't go over it in the podcast.
Oh,
Like
I
I said, I
guess
was gonna
so.
do it, but now I actually did it.
Yeah, you did do it.
He mastered it.
You blasted the
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts gummy ship music over the microphone as you did it too.
Yeah, I just blasted all the Heartless in space.
Huh. So the next world is Atlantica.
I think you should describe this one, Kyle.
I'm gonna read
Read
my
your
notes
notes.
verbatim. Here we go. Holy shit! What the fuck? Everything looks the fucking same. Why? There, one of the notes here, Vanessa put it down, is like, let's talk about the layout of Atlantica. To which I said, what fucking layout? They just shat their brains over the goddamn map. Why is the overworld a fucking maze? And it's worse. Everything is fucking gray. Like, not a fucking. This is under the water. Where's, like, the rainbow coral and shit? And the Heartless suck. You get, like, these dumbass jellyfish that if you don't kill them with magic, they split into 30,000 more fucking jellyfish. And then you get the Trident motherfuckers that are hard as shit. And later on, you get the giant Heartless pufferfish that's dumb. And they fucking infinite spawn. Infinite fucking spawns in this this is the one world where all of the rooms are actually like really large, but there's a spawn every 10 fucking feet, and most of the rooms need you to interact with something in order to progress. But you can't do that while there's shit. So you need to kill it, and you better pray to God that you don't accidentally trigger another spawn while you're trying to kill the shit. Because it's
Here's
good.
the kicker. Here's the goddamn kicker. If you're trying to get a certain item out of a chest, you gotta kill everything in the fucking
Yeah, you gotta
vicinity.
kill that shit. Even though they moved the chest to triangle for the collection, like, you still can't interact with that shit when you're in a boss fight. Fuck that. And then the game doesn't tell you where the fuck to go at all in this thing, unless you talk to Flounder in Ariel's cave. But then you have to go through more Heartless just to get there, and then a Heartless again on the way back. And that's just good game design. Because at one point, you need to talk to Echo the Dolphin in order to get to the pirate ship. Twice, actually, to do this. And you can't ride Echo the Dolphin when there's enemies around, because he's like a treasure chest. He's a treasure chest of my feelings for this fucking world, which is just pure fucking hate. Again, I want to reiterate, infinite fucking spawns. My strat in order to ride Echo the Dolphin was to go to a specific loading zone, and then I'll trigger enemies, because fuck me, right? So I go out of the loading zone and go back into the room, and I sit there, because I know that if I go forward 5 feet, I trigger spawns. So I just sit there, and I wait for a minute for Echo the Dolphin to come all the way around, and then I latch onto him right before the spawns happen. And that's the only consistent way for me to get to the fucking next level. And then you get fucking Mermaid Kick at some point. It is the fucking worst. Jesus Christ. Mermaid Kick is the dumbest ability. In theory, it's good because it lets you go faster, and swimming is slow. Also, by the way, because you're swimming in this entire world, you can't fucking block, because square makes you go down.
Yeah, you can't dodge roll either.
Yeah, you can't do any defensive shit, because fuck you. And then, as if it wasn't bad enough, Mermaid Kick's description specifically says, press circle repeatedly in order to go fast, like Sonic. That's a direct quote. But I found out through trial and error and dying to the boss several times that if you hit square as well, it also triggers Mermaid Kick. So if it's like, oh, I just need to adjust my position a little bit in order to hit this thing faster because I'm fighting in 3 dimensions now, guess what? I'm flying forward 20 feet at the speed of sound, and then I can't attack because you can't cancel the animation or anything to do with this goddamn ability.
And you can't steer with it too. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally triggered it.
Yeah, it's dumb. I actually died to the boss
during
one
fighting the
time
boss.
because I was trying to dodge a lightning bolt and I was trying to swift swim backwards. I was actually intentionally trying to use swift swim, and then Sora just fucking swift swims right into the boss's dick and gets blown up by lightning. And then fucking Ursula. So Ursula's the boss, and Vanessa, I know you hated the first phase, so I'm gonna let you go for it. Then I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, so after you deal with all the bullshit, and there's literally like another added thing is the stupid world. There's literally only one gimmick, which is like swimming up the current, and it's so dumb because again, you need the dolphin to go up the current, and then if you don't have the dolphin, it's just stupid. It's just fucking stupid. So you get Mermaid Kick, and you finally go up the current and get to the part, which is to face Ursula, and it's fucking stupid. So anyway, I literally didn't understand this because at this point, Arjun and Kyle already beat Ursula and they like just beat Atlantica entirely. So when I did it, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So this is the only time because I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't talk to Flounder. I didn't talk to Train. I didn't talk to Sebastian. I'm like, just get me out of this fucking world. Like I just want to get it over with. So the first fight of fighting Ursula, you're in her like, her chamber, her magic...
sex dungeon.
Sure, whatever.
I mean, what else does she have those eels for?
It's in the movie. It's
Jesus.
where she concocts her potion and like takes Ariel's voice. So you're fighting her in that thing. So the whole point of this fucking thing is that you can hit her periodically, but the whole point is you're supposed to target the cauldron and like, I guess attack it with like certain whatever color matches the same color spell as the fucking pot. So if it's blue, do blizzard. If it's red, do fire, so on and so forth. And I didn't fucking know that because I didn't talk to anyone. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, just wail at her and like avoid the pot.
Yeah, because
Like,
she's
that's
just
shooting
doing
at
like this
fire.
invincible fucking Beyblade move all the
Yeah,
time, unless you stun her with the magic
yeah,
pot.
she's literally just like, ha 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 ha. And
Let
she-
it rip.
I had to mute my TV because I just kept hearing that. Ah,
Do you
Yes.
maybe want to mute my TV before that? Just the fucking background music.
Oh my god. It's the most maddening music for this world because it's so upbeat and happy, and I'm just like, I'm slowly descending into madness over here. I need to take my fucking pills because it's about to get wee happy few.
Yeah. So pretty much, it's really because I didn't realize because I guess like Arjun and Kyle and maybe Coben like this was like relatively straightforward. You just did the pod or whatever.
I happened
like,
to talk to Triton by accident because I didn't know where
Me
the fuck
too.
to go.
Me
Yeah.
too.
See, I like. Okay, so when I did it, because I just avoided hitting the pod for so long, I was like, fuck it, maybe I can just like kill her and just like it'll just stop. But it actually gets to the point. You can get to like I think like to the last bar because she has like 2.5 or something bars of health. You get to like the last bar and you literally she won't take any more damage. You have to hit the cauldron at that point. You have to trigger it, and then you can hit her. You can't just do it like without it anymore. Because when you do the pot thing, it those stupid epilepsy flashes of light, and then she's like ah, and then you can hit her, right?
Yeah,
So if you don't do that,
beat a
yeah,
woman when she's down.
yeah, Kingdom Hearts teaches you good lessons. But anyway, it gets to that point where yeah, it just won't. She won't take any more damage, so you have to trigger it. So at that point, I'm just like, okay, fuck. I guess I have to just swim around in circles and wait for this thing to do it. So that's where I actually hit a wall for like 10 minutes. I was just swimming in circles, avoiding her, avoiding the eels, avoiding everything. I'm like, what do I do?
Feels
So
bad, dude.
I had to farm up the fucking eels in order to get enough magic because I used all my ethers and stuff. So I'm just swimming in circles, just waiting. And
I'm guessing like Donald and Goofy are dead by this point.
yeah, I'm just letting them just do whatever because they're getting hit by
They probably
Ursula.
just
The fucking
fainted before the fucking fight started. I don't even fucking
So
know.
the eels
Yeah.
blew on them.
yeah, I just had to wait for Ursula the Beyblade. Like she just like kept killing them. So I'm like, god damn.
And
So
like,
yeah, eventually I actually killed her at that point once I figured out the cauldron thing. But it was so fucking bullshit.
even when you know what to do, it doesn't make a lot of sense because there's no appropriate visual feedback for the fact that you're actually doing it right. Because
Yeah.
I noticed when it would turn like a fire pit, I would use fire at it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then it would like shoot a fireball out and do nothing. And I'm like, oh, that's probably gonna hurt me, so I must be doing it wrong. So then I tried
Yeah.
Blizzard, fucking nothing. Thunder, nothing. And I'm like, I guess
Yeah,
I'll just throw fires at it.
Yeah, because I was really confused because I think you were the one that told me you're like, oh, you have to hit it like you have to cast it like 3 times and then it'll do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it the one time. I'm like, yo, this is bullshit. You guys are lying to me, or I wasn't doing it right because it's really dumb. Because obviously I try to cast magic right beside the pot, but if you do that, it'll just hit the side of the pot. It won't actually go into the pot. So then you have to like without getting hit by Ursula the Beyblade, the 2 eels, and all the magic that's coming out of it, I have to like perfectly position myself and then cast magic, and then even then I might accidentally swim upwards or something and it'll cancel it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
this
might
is
swift swim
stupid!
by accident trying to go upwards. Have you guys
Yeah.
noticed that sometimes swift swim triggers with only one press of the button?
Yeah.
That's really
There's
annoying.
Yeah.
Yep. I had to
And
turn it off when I was grinding because it just pissed me off so much.
I would have turned it off if you didn't need it to not get fucked in the ass by the second boss fight.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the first fight. So then you freaking kill her and all that great, and it's
Yeah, Ursula's a
Oh.
fuck bitch, and then like, what the fuck, big Ursula, like, holy shit, the amount of creativity on display is just incomprehensible. She takes King Triton's trident, and then she's like, guess who's the big bitch now? I'm like 10,000 feet tall. What's up? I'm the yellow monkey from Ape Escape 2. And then lightning for days. So big Ursula, her primary ways of attacking you are like sucking you off, and then biting your dick,
Ooh.
and then or shooting a mouth laser, like regurgitating, and then or summoning a shit ton of lightning bolts. And the lightning bolts, they give you about like 1 second of time to get out of the way, but they always spawn right above your character's position and then shoot downwards. And so you just have to be constantly on the move. Arjun, I think you came to the same conclusion I did, which is you can only get 1 or 2 hits off in between lightning bolts in order to have enough time to dodge.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's this random pattern, and I mean, I can't even call it a fucking pattern because
It's
it'll
random.
basically be Ursula spamming her lightning bolt strike probably like 3 or 4 times over, and you just end up swimming back and forth doing fucking but fuck all because you
Yeah.
can't hit her, and you're trying to do this all while avoiding the lightning strikes that are homing in on you, and it's just like
And
that alone, even for a speedrunner, will be fucking hell on earth. 'Cause
you
it's
better
so
pray to
fucking
God
goddamn
that
hard.
like Ariel doesn't walk over or something and spawn a lightning bolt in the path that you're trying to go to dodge your lightning bolts.
Yeah.
And then her actual like that her spamming lightning for like 5 straight seconds sounds like her ultimate desperation move. It's actually not. Her desperation move is just someone like a circle of lightning around you, and it just fucks you up. It took me like 3 tries in order to figure out how to actually dodge it, because I would try to like swift swim out of the way, and I get clipped anyway. Be like, what the fuck? Turns out I was actually getting hit by the lightning that just spawns on you normally. I thought it was part of the big attack, but it wasn't. Um, yeah, this fight sucks. It actually did teach me to actually worry about what accessories I had equipped, so I put on my lightning resist accessories. I'm like, damn, this lightning doesn't hurt as much. I'm still dying. And then, Archon, did you say you should take Goofy in Ariel or Donald in Ariel?
I said take Donald and Ariel
Okay.
simply because Donald does have the very very off chance to heal you in a tight spot, so I always take that over just 2 melee attackers.
Yeah, so I took Donald and Ariel, but it may as well have just been me. Because every once in a while, Ariel would like come back to life and then heal me once, and that was cool. But Donald was always dead, so I was like, did Archon mean to say Goofy? Am I just fucking this up?
No, just because no matter what you pick, they're gonna be butt fuck useless. So you
Oh,
might as well
yeah.
pick the one that gives you the chance of healing you in
Yeah.
a tight spot rather than the one that doesn't.
Makes sense. Except for when Donald just chooses not to heal you.
Yeah, which is like 90% of the time.
Yeah, he literally. I said this. Did I say this on the podcast or was that before the podcast? Donald literally had one MP charge ready to go, and I'm sitting
Yeah.
there for 10 seconds waiting to get healed, and he just did not heal me, and then I died. And I was out of MP, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was it's really sad for me because a lot of the time like Goofy or Donald would be dead, or like both of my members would be dead, and I would always res Donald because if he wasn't healing me, he for sure was fucking always prioritizing the other rando, whether it's
Yeah.
Goofy or Ariel. I'd res him, and immediately he's like, "Oh, Ariel heals her." I'm like, "What about me?"
This fight's terrible, dude.
Like,
This-
dang, I fucking need a freak like that.
This
One thing I'll say is casting arrow on yourself, that like surrounding lightning, you wouldn't take very much damage when you had arrow going.
that's where all my fucking MP went, was casting arrows, so I had a
Yeah,
chance to not
same.
die. God damn this fight. You know how bad this fight and this world in general is? I checked speedruns after the fact, because I was so fucking mad. I basically rage quit the stream, even though it was time for me to finish anyway. But the first thing I did was go and check speedruns for Kingdom Hearts 1. There are no speedruns of Kingdom Hearts 1 that actually do Atlantica. Like, maybe there's an all worlds category that I just missed or something, but no one does Atlantica. Because apparently you can actually skip Atlantica. You don't have to do it. And so that's how bad it is. No one makes strats for Atlantica because it just sucks that much shit.
Yikes.
Biggest time
Oh, yeah.
waster confirmed.
So bad.
But you know what? Here's at least one positive. That game is great for anybody with a mermaid fantasy or a mermaid fetish.
Just
Okay.
show you how bad it.
I'm not hearing a positive, Koba. Can you say that again?
Because in some of the worlds in this game, the entire party will just randomly like transform to like fit the theme of the world, and Atlantica is one of them where they just like turn into sea creatures. Like Sora's a mermaid.
Donald is
Donald
a duck octopus.
is basically Ursula, but a duck.
He's like, don't worry, guys. My magic will take care of this. I'm like, Donald, you ain't got this magic. Don't fucking front with me.
And then Goofy, that's another reason why he can't heal you, okay? He used all his magic to turn you into a damn mermaid,
I
okay?
guess so. God damn this fucking area.
It was a really bad time. That's why I'm
It
really
was so
happy
bad.
that they took the feedback, I guess, to heart, and they just decided
Yeah, they
to
just like highlighted the Atlantica files and then hit delete.
It's sick.
God damn it. At least it's better
He
in
moves
Chain
so
of
slowly
Memories.
too without Mermaid Kick.
Yeah. At least it's better in
It's
Chain of
disappointing.
Memories because it's just regular ass gameplay. You're just in a water world now.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's better.
Anyways, so after that goddamn hellscape, you go to a world that's actually kind of fun, which is Halloween Town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have too much trouble with Halloween Town in any
Yeah.
particular section. So
Yeah,
that
Halloween
was
Town
okay.
is
Yeah.
just like a nice breeze through a fun world.
It's
Hands
one of my favorites so far.
hands up, who picked Jack over Donald?
Me.
Oh, I went, as usual with the OG. Like the only time I've ever picked no, like a story, like a character from that world was A, just to do the switch for Aladdin, and then I switched him back, and B, Mermaid for Ursula. But
Okay.
other than that, I've always stuck with OG, including this world.
So in this world, I voluntarily took Jack with me because Jack is just a strict upgrade from Donald.
That's
Is
true.
he? Oh wow.
Well,
He's
yeah,
so
because
good.
Jack is primarily he's a magic user, so
That's
Yeah,
cool.
but he's also
Nice.
doesn't die in half a second.
yeah.
Despite being a
Damn, I
literal
should've
skeleton,
picked
he's
him.
not made of tissue paper.
I
Yeah.
also should have picked him though.
He was really nice. I just I switched him out for a little bit in the beginning just because I have a strange nostalgia for Jack Skellington. He's just nice.
He's just a cool dude.
That's what I'm like. He's Bone Daddy. I have to have the Bone Daddy in my team.
Anyways, when you like first disembark into Halloween Town, you also have that transformation to fit the theme, and basically it looks like everybody just went to Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Fit the clothes.
Except for Donald, he like went too hard, and he's like, "I'm dead." Like he's acted as a mummy, but he literally doesn't have like intestines. Like, he's just empty inside. So you're like, "Oh, that's fucked."
Or if that alludes to
Magic's
the
a
fact that he
motherfucker.
always fucking dies.
Relatable.
He's dead so much he just turned himself into a mummy, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. He couldn't afford like the EKG machine. Okay.
Yeah.
So the actual story to Halloween Town is that Jax, despite being a cool dude, he's retarded and wants to enlist the Heartless to help him put on a Halloween festival. Which, for some, I do like at the very beginning, the Heartless are not hostile to you. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like for somehow they're controlling the Heartless, but then they try
There's
to
some weird experimental ass shit. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, and then Sora's like actually being smart about it. He's like, no, we should help them because then we don't have to fight anybody, and this is great. I'm like, yeah, Sora, you're being smart.
I like how, like, right at the start when you see those, like, non-responsive Heartless, you just randomly pose as if you're about to fight, but there's, like, no dialogue or anything. You're just like, is something gonna happen?
Yeah, you're just like so confused. Like, I've been doing this for 20 hours. Why are you no do anymore?
Where's the music? Where's Donald being like, "I got it"? Nothing.
Thunder!
I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
You might as well just start the fight with Donald dying. Yeah.
So the plan is, Jack doesn't think the Heartless are scary enough, so he needs to make them super spoopy. And the plan is to get the Doctor to make a heart, and it's like this weird, just terrible Silent Hill looking writhing mass of flesh locked up in a padlock chain.
Yeah, because he's like, they need a key or something. I don't know how they came to these conclusions of like it needs a heart or something.
He
'cause
read it
they're
in the
all-
book, okay? Don't. It's a medical textbook. You gonna tell me that the Rochester University doesn't have good textbooks on making hearts?
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, you're fucking right. I am right.
Jesus.
Okay.
But Doc is also stupid, and he's like, let's toss in a little terror. How about some fear? How about some surprise? How about some like massive depression? And then, like God, he forgot. Like God, he forgot to put the good emotions into your heart, and so the Heartless just go wild, and this is where they become hostile and have to fight you. And then they become regular enemies. And so this world is also like strangely short. So, does anyone else feel like this is kind of the forgotten world? Like nothing special happens here. There's not even like a Princess of Heart
I don't
here.
know. I will say, like just from the time period between playing this and when I first played Kingdom Hearts, it's one of the few levels I actually remember.
I just mean like feels like the world they put in when they realized they had an extra month of development time. They're like, just toss it in.
Oh, maybe. You kind of feel that with Tarzan too, or at least like just I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like there's no princess or anything.
I'm just thinking about Kingdom Hearts 2, where they do way more with Halloween Town.
Oh,
Halloween
Yeah,
Town is
it's
good
true.
there.
I feel like they just like didn't. Yeah, it might have just been like they just didn't have enough time because it was like not really anything key to the main story, but they just like, hey, why not?
Yeah.
We have the license for it, so we might as well just put something in. Which is, I feel
Yeah.
like the most of the effort they put in was to Oogie Boogie's Manor, but then they just like kind of didn't know what else to do with it. As we
Yeah.
talk about the boss, we're like, the fuck.
there's a lot of screens in that level that don't get reused.
I actually like that. They
Yeah,
put a
me
lot
too.
of effort in.
I think that's partly why it's one of my favorites. Not so much backtracking.
Yeah. It is. It took me way too long to find the back alley to the cemetery, though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, again, that's another issue of much like Atlantica, like the notes that we have. It's the same thing of like there's just a lot of heartless, so you have to clear all the heartless out before you could even interact with anything or even find out what you need to hit. But obviously, the big difference between Halloween Town and Atlantica is Halloween Town is a lot smaller, so it's just dealing with the waves upon waves of heartless you have to deal with.
It's also not generally bullshit in every capacity.
Yeah.
Seems to be a common theme with this game is all the levels, the direction's not always clear. Like it's not always clear
Yes.
Yeah.
very
where it
true.
wants to tell you to where to go.
Like I
Like,
thought it
there's,
was
there's a lot of
obvious.
levels where I have to look up at one point because I'm just lost and I don't know where to go, and it never really hinted at where to go. Like Tarzan was a big one for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
One thing I actually got
general-
into the habit of, if I don't know where to go anymore, I just actually do the lock on thing and I toggle it just to see where I'm supposed to go.
Wait,
Because
what?
obviously it will eventually, if there's something you're supposed to interact with, it will lock onto it.
Oh.
Yeah. That's my really cheap way of trying to find out, is this the room where I need to do something?
My strategy to figure out where to go is to just look at where a cutscene happens and then get to that room.
Yeah, but some of these cutscenes are such bullshit, I don't even pay attention sometimes.
You're
I'm
supposed to
like,
be paying
"Oh,
attention to the story. It's very important.
No!
You're gonna be sad when there's a callback to the specific centipede boss in Agrabah in Kingdom Hearts 3 and you don't know what happened.
Well,
No, I'd rather not.
I'd rather not.
In that case, I'm just gonna put the fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 disc in.
Just play that again.
Hey guys, look, I'm here.
We'll start the entire series over again after we begin Kingdom Hearts 3, just to refresh.
Just so we can
No mere experiments with stop and swap technology.
Oh shit.
But yeah. Oh yeah, so the whole thing is eventually you get the part, because was it the doctor was like put all these good emotions in. With the memory, you needed memories, which Sally had.
Oh right, yeah.
You get memories from Sally, and she's like, Jack, this seemed like a good idea
Yes,
to use
y-
Heartless. Why
this
don't you use
seems like
these
a
nice
fuck up."
kids, these random kids that just came into town in your fucking parade thingy? He's like, but I want the Heartless.
He's
Um,
very stubborn.
And then you go back
She's
to
like
the
so
doctor.
naive.
I know. And then you go back to give the memories to the doctor, and then the fucking three shit ass kids fucking lock, shock, and barrel steal the fucking heart and push an old man over and take his shit. like true shithead kids, they fucking just bully a doctor, an old man who is handicapped, and take it and run.
They look dumb too.
Yeah, they
God,
look
I-
stupid. But I
Yeah.
do enjoy Sora taking the pimp hand out and giving it to Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
That's why I like beating them up.
It's like the most unceremonious boss fight because they're just a bunch of dumb kids. Like you push them over. They're like turtles. You just push them over and they can't get back up.
See, it's funny because I'm pretty sure, because Arjun and I were talking about this, how the main point of that fight is that lock, shock, and barrel is each kid has a mask, right? So you put the mask, they put the mask on, and you're not able to do damage to them. But if they take off the mask, that's when you can. But
Oh.
because the fight was so nothing, you probably didn't even catch that. You just beat the shit out of any of
Yeah, I had
Today
no
on
idea.
Death March, we show why we should never ever bear children.
Hey, I mean, if my kids push over an old man and steal a heart, they're getting an ass whooping.
Steal a heart in this context is a little more than just like fucking with this guy's invention.
It's rude. But yeah, so they run over to Oogie Boogie's manor, which is stupid convoluted thing.
I
The
like
manor
it.
design, the manor design itself was really fun. After you kind of like, we had to just figure out how to get there.
Yeah. I just enjoyed that it's such a vertical level.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat. It just was a little disappointing because you saw these doors and like looks like these little entryways, but they all didn't lead anywhere. They were just there for design.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
just sort of, there's literally just like 2 points of entry, which is the top one where you fight Lock, Shock, and Barrel in this tiny ass room, beat the shit out of them, flip a switch, and then you have to like find the door to get to Oogie Boogie himself, and that was really it.
Yeah. And Oogie Boogie is like literally a burlap sack.
Yeah.
I like to describe him as a sack full of bullshit, but I mean it's technically bugs. But,
Yeah,
you know.
the up-res textures for this game really make Oogie Boogie's inside creepy. Like when he talks and you can see the bugs and shit in his mouth, and we're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know, I did not notice that.
It's
yeah.
creepy.
I'm assuming you never watched the movie, have you, Coven?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. It's really gross because in the movie, when he laughs, he like spits out bugs, and it's just really
Nice.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And then
But that that bitch ass motherfucker needs to go back to Little Big Planet.
you're not wrong. It's the sack boy that got away.
Yeah.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where you meet Bart's evil twin locked up in the attic, but it's a sack boy and fucking Oogie Boogie.
So another
Mood.
question. You guys said you encountered like a weird Heartless mini boss at the bottom. Was this before or after Oogie Boogie?
This is after the second fight with Oogie Boogie, after the mansion is gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll talk about that after.
Yeah, so you fight Oogie Boogie, and for some reason, every instance that you fight Oogie Boogie in every game is always a gimmick battle. And so for this one, you're on like this casino roulette table, and you just kind of have to dodge shit for a while until you can hit a button that traps you and Oogie Boogie in the same section of the arena, and then you get lifted up to where Oogie Boogie is, and you beat the shit out of him for like 5 seconds, and they do it again.
See, I'm bad. I literally didn't understand what the point of this thing was. I was just like, Sora can jump like 50 feet in the air. What do you mean I can't get to the platform where Oogie Boogie is? This is bullshit.
Yeah, they just randomly disable like grabbing the ledge for this fight, even though you can
Yeah.
clearly reach up there.
So, for people that are listening right now, I literally had to ask Kyle. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? He's like, oh, just do this. I'm like, oh. I
Yeah,
was just running around in circles the whole time. Like, what am I doing? And then once I figured it out, I just like beat the shit out of him. I'm like, oh, that was really easy.
Yeah. You can also tech the dice. The dice that land and just do nothing, you can tech them, and it prevents the Heartless minions from spawning.
I did not know that.
I
That's pretty
tried
cool.
to do that and it didn't work, so I just assumed you couldn't.
It's pretty janky, but it can be done, and you get some EXP for it.
Huh.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I was running around in circles for like 10 minutes for so long. I eventually figured out how to do that because I had nothing else to do. I like didn't know what to do.
Damn.
I thought it was a whole thing of like you were supposed to. I guess I'm thinking too much of Kingdom Hearts 2 vaguely. I thought you were supposed to hit the dice back at him and
Oh,
it would
right.
explode and then he'd fall off.
That
But it's
fight.
just like, no, I'm just teching it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But after that, you beat Oogie Boogie's ass, he deflates, you're like, job well done, and then you leave. And then he's like, power up, motherfucker. Actually, no, there's a really good scene where he's like, Heartless, come to me. And then, like, 2 rando ass Heartless show up, and he's like, God damn it.
that was funny.
That was a good one. Anyways, yeah, so he powers up, and he merges with his mansion. It's like a Final Fantasy final boss gone wrong. And then,
See, I was disappointed because I was just thinking before that whole fight happened of how like cool the manner is. And I'm like, oh man, they should utilize this like a bit more. And then this happened with the Oogie Boogie manner. I'm
Some
like,
like
this is
Shadow of the Colossus shit, yeah.
yeah, I was like, this
Finesse.
isn't what I meant.
Finesse was just like, no, like this.
Exactly.
No,
I'm like, this isn't what I meant, because it just like was so stupid.
Yeah, it's a kind of a nothing fight as well. You just have to hit a bunch of random purple blobs on Oogie Boogie's gigantic form. Apparently, there is puddles of darkness that are powering him up, according to Donald.
It took me like 5 minutes to find the last one because it's on like the very back, like it's on his ass
Same.
essentially. Yeah, I was like running around, like, where am I going?
I think that was one of the first ones I got.
Ugh.
But
What
yeah,
did
so
you think of the fight,
you kick
Arjun?
his ass. Oh, what's up?
I was just asking Arjun what he thought of it.
Oh, like easy as hell. Didn't die. Again, like all of Halloween Town, I don't really got much to say. I don't got any complaints with it. 'Cause it
Yeah,
was just like
it's just pretty chill.
it was an actual world. It was just a pretty straightforward thing.
Yeah, it was
cool.
nice.
I had a lot
Ideas
of
were
fun with
cool.
it.
Yeah, me too.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it was a like a ramp up in quality compared to Atlantica.
Yeah, for sure.
It was nice
And
relaxation.
I really like Tim Burton's style too.
Tim Burton's
Even though
great.
I've never seen any of his movies.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
mistake. You should fix that.
Yeah, I should.
Anyway, yes.
Oh.
So you kick Oogie Boogie's ass, and then his mansion's gone. If you go back there, it's just like this giant wasteland. There's actually a chest with Orichalcum in there, so you guys should go back and get that.
I really need to get that. Yeah.
But if you go down there, there's a chance, and I found out through the wiki page after the fact, it's actually a really rare chance that you can find this mini boss Heartless. He looks like a weird Heartless dude with a jar and a brain inside the jar for a head. And what you're supposed to do is smack him around for a bit until he drain this like shield HP bar, and then he spits like 3 brains out of his jar, and then you have to smack him until the brains come back in, so you can hit his true HP bar while the brains are out. And if you pull out arrow, you can actually use arrow to auto tech the brains, which keep them away for longer, so you can do more damage to the boss. Also, apparently your drop rate increases from these guys if you tech the brains, so pro tip.
Okay.
But he's just this random Heartless. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I had never seen it before. I knew anything about it. I was so confused when I was fighting it. But it was cool. It's one of those like things you don't see it a lot in games anymore, where it's just a thing that makes no sense and you just have to tell people about it. You're like, what is this? This crazy
Yeah.
thing I found.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, see, I got confused because I went back to that same wasteland, and I guess I didn't encounter it, so I was like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, apparently it's rare. Although the wiki page is a little bit incorrect, I think, because it said that there's a trinity there that you can on the ground that you can look down at the ground to see if the enemy is set to spawn. Because apparently, according to the wiki page, if the enemy is set to spawn there, the red trinity has disappeared. But for me, the mini boss spawned and the red trinity was there, so I don't know.
No, weird.
Oh, rip! I used that red trinity.
Well, then you just have to go down there and try every time. Also, he doesn't spawn right away. You have to kill a couple waves of Heartless first.
No, weird.
Yeah, I just got really lucky. I don't know how that happened, but
What do
here
you
to
get
talk
for
about it.
defeating that mini boss?
Not much. You got like a Blaze Gem or something.
Cool.
Oh no, he was cool. But that about does it for all the content we played for this episode of the Death March
Yeah.
podcast. Any closing thoughts, everybody?
Yeah, it's a Kingdom Hearts 1 is a pretty good game, like all in all for how.
It's like a
Long
solid
ago, I
7.5.
Yeah, like I give it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not amazing, but it's good.
I was definitely I just was saying this to Arjun earlier, and I was saying as like I guess the skill curve for us goes up, essentially a big part of what make certain bosses more difficult than others, I find, is the camera and how it's like super janky.
Oh god, yeah.
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 And yeah, so like some bosses like I don't know, freaking the reverse knight, for example, is like the camera angle is pretty free and easy, and that's just like helped with it. And then there's other ones like the fucking Cave of Wonders, the camera angle was so janky, which made life so much more annoying because you're like, what the fuck, I can't see anything.
And
The problem
fights.
is,
and
like, so the
Clayton.
camera acts as though, like, physical terrain, it can be hit by it. Like, if it, the way it
Yeah.
acts is as though the camera itself is a physical object in the game world, and because of that property that the camera has, like, when you're trying to get it past terrain, it has this weird, like, budging
Yeah,
feeling.
it gets stuck, or like best case scenario, it pulls in really close. It's like it's scraping
Yeah.
against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I feel is makes sort of like a big difference of what makes some fights really hard or really easy. It's just the fact you're also fighting not only the enemies but also the camera.
And some
Yeah.
bosses still have that problem where the camera faces the wrong way at the start.
Really, I haven't encountered that.
It
since
happened to me in
fucking-
Neverland.
fucking
Clayton.
Clayton.
Clayton strikes his head again.
Oh man, speaking of cameras though, the next world is just a nightmare with the camera.
Yep.
Yeah. So what
But
is
we'll
the
get
next few worlds that we have to deal with?
So for the final episode of the Kingdom Hearts 1 podcast, we'll be doing Neverland, Hollow Bastion, and then basically just finishing the game, so you don't have to worry about it. So, in particular, make sure you fight Sephiroth, Kurt Ziza, and I think he's called the Phantom. It's the secret boss in
Yeah.
Neverland.
And Unknown.
Oh yeah, and him too. And then you don't have to do the Hades Cup, but may as well give it a try, right?
May as
So,
well.
When are these secret bosses available?
I think they become available once you enter Hollow Bastion. I think. I don't
Yeah,
actually
I think-
know. We'll talk about it.
I think, yeah, I was trying to look up how to activate Unknown, and I think there's like a portal that goes to fight him, like right at the start.
The
Oh,
Door of
okay.
Darkness.
Yeah, the door to
door's
darkness.
opened.
Come to me, Riku, please. Riku just shows up with his shades.
Unknown is actually just Riku.
So yeah.
That'd be the best.
Okay, so yeah, finish the game is pretty much the goal for the next podcast, and then do all the side stuff.
Oh,
I'm gonna
boy.
try. I'm gonna try and do the 100-acre wood. I guess I don't know, just to be able to say I did it.
I'm trying to get Ultimate Blade.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Like I'm close. I have a bunch of Orichalcum and whatever. Depends how much grinding I need to do.
Yeah.
I might need it to fight like the mysterious stranger or whatever the hell.
Unknown. His name is Unknown.
His name is that one dude from Fallout.
I don't know.
Kaiser.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay, well, that'll do it for us. Thank you, Arjun.
No worries.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah, no worries.
And thank you, Copen.
Yep.
We will see you guys next time for more Eternal Sadness. Bye for now.